welcome to another edition of Explore Grant County, special election coverage today. And
True.
It's so important I had to bring the big guns in.
Oh, we're in trouble. If I'm the guy who's going to bring clarity.
Well, I'm here to, or you're here to hopefully help me bring clarity. That's what I'm hoping, because we're going to talk about the Board of Education and how the vote goes, because it is very, very confusing.
Agreed.
So let's lay some easy groundwork.
Mm-hmm.
There are at all times 5 Board of Education members.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 districts in Grant County that we pull those 5 Board of Education members from.
Because we want them representing different parts
of Grant
of
County.
the county, different school systems, so to say.
So does that make sense so far?
5 Board of Education members.
3 counties that you're pulled from.
No, not 3 counties, 3 districts, in one county.
Sorry, yeah, 3 districts in one county.
We got to start a little
already.
This
yeah,
is a mess.
No. So 3 districts in Grant County
Yes.
that the 5 board members are pulled from.
Correct.
So what that means is from 2 districts, there will be 2 Board of Education members.
Does it matter which district or no?
Doesn't matter which district. So
2 from
it can be
so
2 from
1.
And I guess we should tell what the districts are. It's Milroy.
What is Milroy?
Milroy is kind of Petersburg.
That'd be interesting to know where Milroy came from.
And then you have Grant,
Okay.
which is kind of the outskirts of Grant County. But then you have Union, which is Mount Storm area.
Understood.
That's the easiest way to break it down so people know. So you could have 2 from Grant District, 2 from Union District, and 1 from Milroy. Or you could have 2 from Milroy, 2 from Grant, 1 for Union, or 2 from Milroy, 1 from Grant, 2 for Union.
Each district has to be represented by at least one.
By at least one person.
Okay.
So that would give you 3 definite
So you know what we need to do?
Board of Education members.
I need to see what Milroy is. It's probably a family name. I probably just offended somebody. But
I don't know.
Milroy,
I don't know how Milroy, how like Petersburg was named Milroy District. And I know that there's a little surrounding outskirts, but it's basically just to tell you Milroy encompasses Petersburg.
Okay.
Looking it up, no luck.
Milroy District is a county subdivision. Subdivision has a Z1 census. Population 3,500. It says Milroy District. It is on Google.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I found it last night when I was doing some research. So, but anyway, if you're named Milroy out there,
We're sorry.
But-
Let us know, because I am curious.
yeah,
I'm curious what that
how
is.
you come up with Milroy.
Hmm.
So that is the 3 districts in Grant County that we have to get the 5 Board of Education members from. So what we have now is we have 2 Board of Education members who are still serving their term.
Okay.
One is from Grant and one is from Milroy. So you already have 1 Grant person and 1 Milroy person. Already they're there. They're still serving their terms.
Okay.
Now, we have 3 Board of Education members that need voted on in May.
Okay, so two are
2 are up.
continuing. 2 are continuing in their position.
Yes, 2 so far. That's 1 for Grant, 1 for
Then
Milroy.
we have 3 seats that are going to be open.
3 seats that are going to be open.
Okay.
2 of them are up for election.
Okay.
1 of them is a shortened term because Pandy Barr has resigned from that position.
Okay.
She's going for another position. She's
Okay.
up for election. So that leaves 3 positions open. So what they tell me is, and I called the clerk's office to figure this all out. Plus they posted something on Facebook because they said,
Do you want me to read what was posted?
We can tag it because
Are
it's
you
confusing.
Sure? Oh, I was going to read it just to let you know I'm confused.
Yeah.
Which is not abnormal with reading stuff like this, but I'm confused.
And they told me down there that it's confusing.
Yeah.
Because what they say is vote for 3. But Voting for 3 doesn't work.
Okay.
So, and we're not, full disclosure, our mom is running,
Mm-hmm.
Dixie Lee Murray, but we're not pushing a candidate on this. We're explaining how it works. So when they say vote for 3, actually it says, let me get the exact words. Vote for no more than 3 is what they say on the ballot. That's what it'll say. Vote for no more than 3.
Okay.
But what it doesn't tell you is that there are certain votes that will make your vote not count. That's where it gets tricky. That's where we're going to try to explain it.
Okay, so question. How soon can we see a ballot?
I don't know if they print provisional ballots for you to see. I guess the earliest will be in April when they do mail-in.
Because it'd be curious to see how they have it later. If they say vote for 3 and just everybody's name?
That's what I was told. There's no districts listed. They have all 5 candidates and say vote for no more than 3.
Okay.
Which is where it gets confusing.
Okay.
So I don't want to use names, but I'm just going to have to use names so that people can kind of understand what I'm talking about. In Union District, we have 2 people that are running.
Okay.
Jared Amtower and Charles Shreve.
Okay.
Now, because of the way it works out, those 2 candidates can be elected together. Does that make sense so far? They both could serve.
So they're not running against each other?
Kind of not. Yes,
Okay.
because they both can serve.
Okay.
If the election turns out, and this is what they say, the top 3 vote getters is who will serve, unless it is Dixie Lee Murray and Doug Lambert.
Okay.
So this is where it gets confusing,
So
and we are trying our best.
So there are 0 people that are in Union.
Correct.
And that's why 2 of them could do it.
2 of them could do it.
Where is Dixie and Doug? Which are
Dixie and Doug are in Milroy.
Okay.
And there's already someone in Milroy.
So there can't be both of them because there's already one.
Correct.
And there can only be 2.
And there can only be 2.
Okay.
Now, Mrs. D. Benedetto, Barb,
is she Grant?
she is in Grant.
Okay.
But there is already someone in Grant, but there can be 2 in Grant.
Okay.
So she could get elected. She could be in the top 3, and she would be in.
As long as she's top 3.
As long as she's top 3.
Okay.
Now, this is where it gets confusing.
More so?
I talked to someone last night who said this actually needs talk to the Secretary of State why it's this way. The 3rd lowest vote getter of the top 3, so your 3rd person, is the one that will get the 2-year term.
Okay. The others will get a 4.
The others will get a 4.
So,
But
okay.
whoever is 3rd, unless Doug Lambert, like say Doug Lambert was 1st, Dixie Lee Murray was 2nd, Dixie Lee Murray would be out.
Mm-hmm.
And then it would be numbers 3 and 4 that would serve.
Okay.
Because Jared Amtower or Charles Shreve are guaranteed a spot.
They have
one
to
of them.
because there's
They
none in
have
Union.
Because there's none in Union.
Okay. So one of those are a definite.
Yes.
And then in Grant is Mrs. D a definite.
She's not indefinite.
She's not running against anybody.
She's not running any.
But she has to be in the top 3.
But she would have to be in the top 3. So, and these are scenarios. I hope it's understanding. If Charles Shreve was number 1, Jared Amtower was number 2.
Hold on. The most votes out of
The
all
most
5.
votes. Yes. If Charles Shreve was number 1, Jared Amtower was number 2, and Doug Lambert was number 3, Mrs. D. Benedetto would not get in.
Okay. And then it could be the other way around with the people in Union.
Except one person is going to get in guaranteed.
Okay. And so both of them could, depending on where the overall vote is of all 5 people.
Correct.
So question. And I don't want to offend somebody. So tell me, cut it if I sound bad. So who put this together?
The Secretary of State.
This is extremely confusing.
Extremely confusing. And
Good Lord.
The gentleman that I was having a conversation with last night said this is a question that needs to go to the Secretary of State. How is that rule determined? Why is it determined that the third place vote getter gets the 2-year term?
Well, that actually makes sense to me, though.
Well, you would think it would be the person from that district that was giving up the seat.
Yeah, but
Which
so what I've learned is it doesn't matter who's giving up seats.
True.
We're trying to make sure out of, and I don't want to say fairness, but out of a good representation that someone from each district is on the board and represented. That's what we're trying to do.
Yes, they want that. Because unfortunately, union always gets forgot.
I understand.
They do.
I understand.
And so they do need representation. And that is why Jared Amtower and Charles Shreve are running in union, and one of those two are guaranteed
no matter
seat.
what.
Guaranteed the seat.
Okay.
It comes down to the remaining 2 seats then, which are open to any of the districts.
Okay.
So that's kind of what we're just trying to say. So without saying who to vote for, it's very important who you vote for because...
Well, let me give you some hypotheticals.
Okay.
Union, there's no seats in union right now.
Correct.
After the term. So when you vote for Jared or Charles, I mean, if I get the names wrong, your votes are good.
Yes.
You can vote for each of them.
Correct.
In Milroy, there's already one person.
Mm-hmm.
So if you vote for Dixie or Doug,
or Dixie and Doug,
Dixie
if you
and
vote
Doug,
for both of them,
what happens?
You're basically throwing your vote away.
So if you would say, hey, I like Doug Lambert, he was my such and such in high school or whatnot, and I like Dixie, she helped me out, whatever it is.
You've basically
so
not totally, but you've almost canceled your vote out. Now the way the vote runs, it's you don't, but it could.
Okay.
And where it could cancel your vote out is if everyone's like, hey, I know Doug and I know Dixie, and everyone votes for Doug and Dixie. One of those two are not going to get it because they both can't serve.
Okay, understand. So why don't we, if Doug and Dixie can't get it, why don't we make a band and we call it Doug and Dixie? That sounds like the good name of a band.
I thought we were going to just do a UFC fight to see who.
I don't know. I was raised by Dixie, so my money's on her.
Yeah.
Nothing against Doug, obviously. She's beat me up many times.
Yes, she used to chase us around with wooden paddles and stuff.
So I'm not surprised by that. Okay,
is that what platform she's running on? Bringing corporal punishment back in school?
You know how many people's
heads would explode? Some would like it.
Many would agree.
Yeah. So, but that's what we're trying to get across. No matter who you vote for, the top 3, and you can't even say the top 3 are going to get it.
No.
Because they're not. But it's the
pretty
top
weird.
3, unless it is Dixie and Doug in the top 3. Then one of those, the top vote getter would get it.
So the only challenge is Union. It wouldn't matter because they both can go.
Correct.
Mrs. E doesn't matter because she's the only one running the district.
But she could get knocked out if she was.
No, if she's top 3, she's okay.
Oh, if she's top 3, she's okay.
So the only ones, if they were both top 3, that wouldn't matter would be Doug and Dixie.
Correct. And that's Milroy District.
Okay. That's because there's already someone serving in Milroy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There was someone running against Mrs. D. Benedetto, and that person dropped out, or it would have been even more cloudy. So hopefully that's clear. We're going to leave the comments open so that you can ask us.
Well, there's a phone number here.
Yes, okay.
If it still brings up questions, please call 304-257-4550. So that is, I assume, is with the Grant County clerk. Okay.
Yeah, I've used that number many times.
Yeah.
I'm just like, guys, you got to explain this to me because I don't understand it.
So in other words, it says vote for no more than 3, but so you have to be very...
Yeah, I don't like that wording. And the fact that they get rid of the districts.
Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, at least they should have, here's the 2 running in Union, Mrs. D. Benedetto's in Grant, and here are the 2 that are running in Milroy. And I know they can't tell you who to vote for. I guess that's why they're saying vote for no more than 3. But it is, and we're not telling you who to vote for. We're just trying to explain that if you want a certain candidate over another candidate, you really need to be careful who you vote for because of how the counting goes.
Yeah, that's different. So now let's talk about the presidential election and
Yeah,
and voting. Are we allowed to do ballot harvesting? Is that allowed in Grant County?
I believe it's legal all over.
Is it?
I believe it's legal.
Am
now, there
I-
are certain rules.
Am I allowed in the church bus to pick up people?
No, because it's a church bus.
Okay, so can I do it in my own vehicle?
In your own vehicle, you are allowed.
I can pick up people and
Yes.
take them to vote.
Yes.
Okay, well, the church bus holds 72. That would have been
Yeah,
would have been
but
much
it's
e-
because it's a church bus.
Okay,
So
That
it's
makes
really weird. I looked these rules up too because we're trying to with my mom's campaign. We're trying to do everything,
yeah, we want to be
Correct.
legally. Yeah,
Correct.
of course.
and a pastor is allowed to share who they're voting for.
Okay.
So you, as the new lead pastor, could say, "I'm voting for Dixie."
Well, let's not
But-
assume I'm voting for
That's
Dixie.
true. But you can say that. But
I'm
the
not in
ch-
Grant County.
But the church can't say we
Yeah.
endorse such and such a candidate.
Yeah, understood.
Yeah, but you can personally. So
I'm in Hardy County.
I know you can't.
So I
yeah, you
can't-
can't even vote
I
for
can't
our
vote.
mom.
So
Yeah, I don't even know who's running in Hardy County to tell you.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I'm not.
but
as
this is
connected there.
Explore Grant County, not Explore Hardy County.
True.
So-
We have another channel called Explore Hardy
Yeah.
County. which we-
So I hope that works. We'll go over quickly again. 5 Board of Education members.
seats.
Yeah, 3 are running. For 3 districts or 3 seats are open,
Mm-hmm.
and it can be any combination. It just has to be 2, 2, 1.
Per district.
2 from one district, 2 from the second district, and then 1 from the final district. And it all depends on how you vote. And I've been telling people, if you know you want a certain person, and you're not sure what the other people will do, just vote for the certain person. Because you're allowed to vote for just one.
So you don't have to vote for 3.
You don't have
just
to vote
no
for 3
more than
because
3.
it says no more than 3.
that's
so-
but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Hey,
But if you're confused and you're like, hey, I really want candidate X
Yeah.
to win, and you just don't know what voting for candidate Y would do.
wasn't that crazy when you vote? You want candidate X, and you're like, I'm voting for candidate X. If you voted for 2 other people, do you not realize that you could actually be making candidate X get out?
I know. And that's what's
so
just,
so dysfunctional.
That's why I feel it should have been you should vote per district. I know it's not. And like I said, the gentleman I was talking with last night said that's a question for the Secretary of State. Because, yes, we know we're trying to make it fair by having all 3 districts covered. But when you're in a situation like this,
You just
where
need to know.
2 people could be technically have the highest votes and one of them won't get to run or won't get the seat, which then it's like, why did we even vote? Well, this is the second highest vote getter and that person stays at home. So it's really odd. So be careful how you vote. If you have any questions, reach out to us or that phone number, once again, 257-4450, and talk to them at the clerk. 4550. Is that what I said?
Yeah, I don't remember.
257-4550. Talk to them at the clerk's office, and hopefully they can explain it. But that's all the research we did. We printed off what the clerk's office sent out because even they were like, this is super confusing. Here's our printout.
Gotcha.
And I was like,
But
that confused me even more.
But just for the record, it's not the clerk's office who did this.
No. They're just trying to help explain.
Gotcha.
It's the
which is good.
Secretary of
I didn't
State.
want them to think we were picking.
No.
Who's our circuit clerk now? Who is it?
Jeez. I think the circuit clerk is up for election.
Yeah, but who is it now? Who's the circuit clerk now?
Is it Angela Van Meter? Is that who it is?
I don't know. And so it's not that person's fault.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
No.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, no. Or is it Bennett? Laura Bennett.
She got elected 2 years ago.
Maybe that. I remember the election and can't remember what they were up for. I'm sorry. I should have known that. But
Anyway.
I think that is one of the positions that is up for election. Or maybe it's not. Because there's weird terms. County clerk, circuit clerk, I don't know if they're the same. Maybe one of them's up for election. We could be totally wrong. But at the clerk's office, I've talked to Joanne as one and Susan is the other. Those are the 2 that I've talked to in the clerk's office. They've been very helpful because every few days I'm calling and I'm like, How does this work?
So I'm going to make a comment. So this is not their fault. But whenever the government says this is really confusing and they start that, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's not
not
local. It's the Secretary
of State.
I'm not making fun of anybody locally, but whenever it's like the government calling saying we're here to help you and we work for the government. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to shut my door and run.
We're going to add on 15 pages to your tax form to make it easier.
Whenever you say, I'm going to help you with more taxes, I'm like, oh, yeah, really?
Well, that will be a discussion for another day as we tear apart the levy.